As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
I don't need the spotlight. I shine just fine.
Hi, I'm Karma, and yes, I am a bitch.
BravBros. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of BravBros, your favorite podcast from the bros for everybody. For whoever wants to listen, I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by Shooter Magooter and longtime friend of the show, Sutton Stracke. Sutton, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. Y'all have gotten very fancy since I was last here.
Well, I don't know about fancy.
We just have our own computers now.
Oh, well, that
last
helps.
time we were huddled together on one small webcam trying. Yeah, we've gotten a lot more technologically advanced.
Were y'all in the same room the last time?
Yes.
We were. I think we were sharing AirPods too. I had one AirPod in my right ear. Steele had one in his ear. And we were talking to you at the same time. It was great. It was great.
Oh, making the dough.
We're trying to. We're working on it. We're just trying to keep up with you, you know.
Well,
and actually that's kind of what I wanted to start with. No, we got a long way to go. No, it's
oh golly. Well,
that's a good place to start. I see on the first episode you've been making a lot of moves. It looks like Sutton is doing very well, your store, and we would love to just kind of hear what you've been up to recently, as far as the business goes and just everything.
Yeah. So, well, my store's been open now for a little over 4 years, and I have new designers in there that I work with, and I have my cashmere line, my t-shirt blend line, and my pajamas. Pajamas they do really well. I mean, I think the pandemic kind of convinced the world to live in pajamas. So that was good for me. And I have a print. It's the Cherokee Rose print, which is Cherokee Rose, state flower of Georgia. So a friend of mine did a watercolor, and we use that as our print, and I own the print. And so I use that on my pajamas and like wallpaper and stuff. So that's doing well. And I've got another business going, which we're going to see during the season. I have a business partner who's in Houston. And he told me when he met me, he said, "Oh, I know who you are. And you talk about sustainability." I thought that I had a sustainable store in West Hollywood. It's not. It's eco-friendly. Okay. And he said, we're gonna make you be really sustainable. So we have a circular fashion company, and it's all sustainable clothes, because we are taking clothes or product, whatever it is, that would normally go into a landfill, and we are relabeling it. And I am using friends that I know that are celebrities, and we are giving them labels, making a Shopify account for them, and letting them go forth and prosper. All good for the environment. And I'm really excited about it, and hopeful that people will understand what sustainability really is, especially in the fashion world. So that's what I've been up to. And, I've got 2 children in college now. I have one at home who's 16. And I will tell you that all parents, if you have a 16-year-old boy living with you at home, put cameras in your house.
What? No, leave them alone.
I don't know if you. What do you expect to see on these cameras?
I don't know if you want to see what he's doing.
No, I want to see exactly what time he comes home, and who is coming in the house with him.
All right, well, that's okay. I feel like if you put cameras at the front and back door, that's okay. Just keep the cameras away from the living room.
I don't want to see him in his room.
We didn't say that. I said living room.
The living room.
Oh, I did eventually say bedroom.
Oh, gross. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. I don't want to know what's going on in that room. But just the in and out of the house, please. Just to know that he's, I don't know, coming home on curfew, because I fall asleep.
Yeah, of course. But you want to check those cameras the next day. But what else? Yeah. We know what's going on with the store. We love the store. We love the sustainability. We got to see you looking at a horse. Tell us what's going on there.
I don't just look at my horse. In fact, I'm going today. I'm going to go. I'm taking lessons for dressage.
Okay.
I'm a Western horse rider, and I am learning now English dressage, and it's very different. Mm-hmm. The saddle's different. Just everything's different.
Is that like when they like prance and stuff like that? Is that like the fancy
and
horses?
they go
Okay.
backwards and they
Oh, wow.
bow. They do, and you go in circles and then reverse the circle. They do all kinds of things. So I'm learning that, and it's harder than you would think. I go through cones and then back through the cones.
I think that sounds extremely hard. I don't know if anyone
It's hard.
thinks that's easy.
And you ride like this. You don't move your arms. You use
This
your
is
legs.
very proper.
You can pull. You can pull a little, but it's mostly in your legs. So I've been doing that. His
My
name
daughter
is
does
Santos.
barrel racing.
See,
Texas.
I wanted to be a barrel rider when I was a kid.
Did you? Yeah, she does that.
Yeah, I mean it's dangerous. It's so dangerous.
I know. It's terrifying for me, especially because she's only 7 and I see her on the back of these gigantic horses like practicing, and she doesn't go super fast, but she goes fast enough, and she is fearless to a fault. Like, she's not scared of shit, and that's terrifying for me because she just gets on the horse like, all right. She tries to make it go faster, but it's a horse it's old enough that it knows to like take its time. But it scares
what kind
me
of
to
horse
death.
is it?
No clue. No clue. I'd have
Well, when I was looking around at horses, I wanted to get a cutting horse, and my friends were like, "You're gonna fall off of that horse because they're so fast." They're like, "You're going to die." I'm like, okay. So, so I got Santos, and he doesn't like to go fast or anything. He likes to be pretty.
Can
So we get
I
along
put
very
in
well.
a request that you rename it Shooter instead of Santos?
No,
Or can
don't
Shooter be
rename the
his
horse.
nickname?
You're gonna confuse him.
That was the name that he was given.
Okay.
So when I got him, and this horse, he's from the Netherlands.
Oh, I think I saw that actually.
Yeah, so he had to fly on a plane to get out here, and it was very interesting. It was
It's a very funny visual of a horse on a plane.
Oh yeah. Well, they took pictures for me. So, he got all braided up so that he could get in his trailer to get on the plane, which made me so nervous putting him on the back of a plane like that.
I would
And
imagine.
Yeah, right. It's kind of scary. And then he got to LA and had to be in quarantine for 3 days. And then he got to come to,
Like
they don't call
COVID
them
quarantine?
barns here. Kinda, yes. So he
I don't
didn't
know.
have some weird horse disease.
I was thinking it was some weird horse disease, not COVID.
My brain goes, oh, COVID. Yeah, totally.
In case he had COVID. No,
Right.
just 3 days, COVID free. So now I'll go out there and see him. He's at, I can't tell you where, well, I mean, he's at his, I call it his apartment. So
Santos's place.
Love that.
Santos, yeah. So he's so sweet, and he just turned 6 in June, so he's a baby. And
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, the first time I went to go see him, the first time I met him, they didn't want me to meet him, production, until we had cameras. And so yeah, and so I met him, and Avi, my whatever name he wants to be called.
What is
Jack of all trades? He's everything.
What's your title for him? Let's hammer it down right now.
He said he likes executive assistant now. I don't know. He's my house manager, and in Augusta house manager, and in New York. So he has to do all those things. And then now he's my assistant because Josh left me.
Okay.
And in a good way. I mean, Josh, when I just saw him on Friday night, we hung out. But so Avi had to figure out how to do all this calendar stuff. It's a lot of calendar work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he just has finally figured out a year later how to put my calendar on my phone.
Hey, he's making steps forward.
He's learning. He's learning. He's evolving. So I don't know. Whatever he wants to be called, he can be called. I mean, he does everything. He likes to do everything.
Well, that's good.
He's a pain in my ass. Is what he is. He just and he's Orthodox Jew. And so on Fridays, he's like, Shabbat Shalom, he's gone.
Oh,
and so Fridays, sometimes I'm like, where's Avi? On Saturdays, if I need something, you can't reach him. And I love it. I respect it so much from him. I mean, it's like really commendable. he's really dedicated and he's out. I mean, like I'm talking out.
Hey,
So if there's an emergency,
better have a backup
like,
plan. Handle it
who's your
yourself.
backup? Yeah.
I might, if the alarm goes off in my house, I don't know. I said, Bobby, we might need to put like a notebook together of who I call.
Yeah, you need an emergency
Shooter.
book. Yeah, you can call me. I'll
call
talk you through
Shooter.
it.
He won't help you at all, but
You know,
at
if I
least
run
he'll
out
make a
of
funny
gas,
joke.
I'm kind of helpless like that sometimes.
Well, don't run out of gas on Saturday and Sunday.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe you
Or
just
like
don't
if
do
the
things on
pool
Saturday and Sunday.
overflows.
Why would your pool
On
overflow?
Sundays, because I don't know. I live in my house. When I bought it, he used to own the Lakers, and I always forget his name. That
Jerry
shows
Buss?
out. Yes,
Jerry Buss?
Jerry,
Jerry, you own Jerry Buss's house?
I do. And so when I bought this house, I was going to move the pool to the tennis court and do all this stuff. And then I found out that Magic Johnson signed his contract on my tennis court.
Oh, right, right.
And then I saw these pictures of Jerry Buss with all these, of course, women in the pool. Well, I'm like, I can't touch this pool, and it's one of the deepest pools in Los Angeles. So when it rains, it rises. And one Sunday, Avi checks on me on Sundays, and to make sure that I'm alive, I guess. And I was like, Avi, the pool has overflowed. Like we have a lake. My yard is a lake.
No pun intended.
It rains so much, like yeah, right. That's funny.
Well, we did get to see some of that last year, and when you had the girls over for a party when you first bought the house.
Oh yeah,
your backyard had the mud.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Well, we're just painting a bit of a picture. I'm still stuck on Magic Johnson with a bunch of girls in your pool. I couldn't really.
It wasn't Magic Johnson. It was Jerry Buss.
Okay, all right, good.
Jerry Buss had a lot of girls.
Okay, all right.
And he's got like 10 girls in the pool with him. I'm like,
okay, but let's be real.
I
Magic Johnson was somewhere around there. If there was that many girls in the pool, Magic Johnson was not far.
Must have been. But so since we have put drains in the yard, so it doesn't do that anymore.
Good.
That's good. Progress.
Exactly. Well, we got to talk about the horse a little bit. I want to segue a bit to a different animal. Let's go to Eaglewoman.
Yes.
We got to see Dorit set up this wonderful start to the season, a spiritual cleansing, if you will. What was your take on Eaglewoman and Blueraven and everything that went down out there? Because Steele and I were having a really hard time going through that one.
Well, let me just preface this, okay? I, for one, enjoy the healing things, and I want to get your take on, because it seems to be a recurring theme amongst most Bravo shows. At some point, we get the crew going to a self-healing, whether it's a sound bath or meditation or the Eaglewoman thing. Do you guys, are you forced to go to these things, or is that just always comes up with these groups?
Well, I mean, we are making a television show.
That's true.
Gotta have to show up. When we did the sound bath, Kathy set up that sound bath when we were in San Diego. That one I loved. It was really good for me. I just injured my foot, and I loved that one. I was into it. I do the crystal thing. I do all kind of stuff. So I'm always up for it, but I didn't know what to expect. But I will say, I don't know if you watched my face.
We did.
We did. But that's the thing that we talk about that all the time. They have these kumbaya moments in the beginning of seasons after a tumultuous season. Do you feel at the end of all of that everything's healed and you guys are good and you can move on? After that big hug, everybody's confessional is, well, only in Beverly Hills you guys can hug it all out after yelling at each other for an entire season. We're like, no, that's kind of bullshit. We know that in a week or two, you guys are going to be going right back at each other. So what do you feel in that moment?
We know that too. I mean, and everybody's like, you were really quiet. I'm like, well, I couldn't. I was trying to not laugh.
We were laughing.
It was, and because she is, for somebody that's really into that, that's great. But there's cameras around, and I watched a clip of it, and I texted Garcelle the other day, and I said, it looks like we're playing musical chairs
Yeah, it did.
because we're walking in a circle, and it's like, are we supposed to? I didn't understand. The directions weren't real clear for me, and I like really clear directions. I mean,
That's
I'm
fair.
a dancer, so if you give me exactly what I'm supposed to do and where I stop, I'm going to do it. But I didn't. I thought we were supposed to go into like a. I didn't get the circle thing, so we're all sort of walking around like, when do we stop? Like when the music stops, you would just grab a chair.
Was
So
the music? Was the drum like when the drum stops?
she was singing, and so okay, where do we sit? I like place cards,
Right.
so I was getting nervous. Like, where are we sitting, and when do we sit? Like when we feel like it. When
Was
it
that
does,
when the spirit moves, when the grandfather
this-
rock tells you to sit? That's when you sit.
and we had lunch before that, so we had talked.
Right.
Oh,
We had all been talking. They didn't show. So it's like, okay, now, so we're going through we're basically like a therapy session.
that's what it seemed like. It seemed like a group
And
therapy session with Eaglewoman
yeah,
and Blueraven.
yeah. So
My question for you is,
I just
because
sat
I
there.
framed it as, to me, it sounds like a superhero duo, like Eaglewoman and Blueraven. So if you were going to have a superhero name and Avi was your sidekick, what what would your superhero name be, and what would Avi's sidekick name be? If you
Well,
could think of it off the top of your head.
so one of the things I've always wanted to be when I was little, I liked Chris Everett Lloyd, and then I also wanted to be a weather girl. So I think that my goddaughter calls me Chris Brown Weather Girl. So I
Chris
think,
Brown Weather Girl.
well, my maiden name was Brown.
Got it.
So I like that one, and like I'd be in charge of the weather.
Yeah, Weather Girl's a great one.
I
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
That's good off the
What
top of your
about-
head too. That was quick thinking.
Chris
Well,
Brown Weather Girl. I think we could do
if I
that.
was in-
Georgia Thunder.
Oh, but I like Carolina, South Carolina girl.
Yeah.
Well,
Carolina, I don't know.
they like to call me the C word, so you could do that.
That's good. That's great alliteration. That works out really well for superheroes.
Yeah, the C word. The C
And
word
I
and
don't know
Avi.
what Avi would be.
Uh,
I don't know.
he doesn't even know what his title is yet, so I think
He
it'd
doesn't
be
even know.
easier.
I know.
Yeah.
He doesn't
baby
have a
steps.
business card.
Once he gets a business card, we'll come up with a sidekick.
He doesn't
name.
need a business card. But Avi's coming. He's in charge of the booth at BravoCon.
Oh,
We're
wow,
not
there you
going to
go.
be at BravoCon, which is a bummer. We were looking forward to
Oh,
it.
y'all aren't coming? Oh,
No,
Well-
we'll be out in LA a couple weeks after that for a show. So
Mhm.
okay, good. Well,
we had to
maybe I'll
prioritize.
see that. But y'all, Avi running the booth, he thinks he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He is yelling. Now he got one of those horn things.
A megaphone?
Megaphone.
Yeah.
He does it to me.
We got to see you with Jennifer Tilly, and we know that you guys are longtime friends. So what's it
Mhm.
like having Jennifer Tilly film with you? Is she in there more this season? Can we expect more from her?
Yeah, I think she filmed with me a few times. Yeah, she's so busy.
Yeah.
If she's not playing poker in Las Vegas, then she's like filming Chucky series or something.
Yep.
Of course, the
Um,
Bride of Chucky just plays poker in Vegas a lot. That's awesome.
Of course.
She's
Yeah.
so cool.
She's a high stakes poker player.
She's so cool.
And Phil Lack is her partner in life.
Okay.
And they've been together for 18 years now, I think.
Oh,
I
wow.
love Phil so much. I cannot sing his praises more. He's wonderful. And like he's a high stakes poker player, and that's how they met.
That's so
And
cool.
it's so cool. He's like the Unabomber of poker. He wears the hoodie and glasses.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
glasses. Yep.
Yeah. And they're such a great team. But yeah, she goes off to Vegas a lot. So
Right.
it was fun to do what we did, what I could get her to come to. I've written a screenplay, and
Oh.
yeah, and we did a reading.
Are we
on the
allowed to know
show.
what it's about?
Yeah, I mean it's called Bait and Switch, and basically one of the two main characters, one is a gay male and the other is a straight female, and he basically he fakes himself on like a dating app in order to get a straight girl to find him a male partner.
So it's
okay.
like fishing for a wingman.
Because we all have gay men. So what better way to meet a gay man if you're a gay man through a straight girl?
It makes sense.
And but I wrote a part for her specifically. I have a writing partner too. And so I wanted her to do the reading, and she couldn't because she went to Canada to start shooting Chucky. But we do have a moment where she comes in and we talk about it, and with our producer who produced To Leslie, that it's a movie that was nominated for an Academy Award. So that was fun. And Jennifer and I get real, we have like real serious talks.
Yeah.
And she comes to meet Santos.
Nice.
Another one. Yeah.
So so that's really nice to just kind of have that familiarity as a friend going through you on this show and walking around with the cameras, because when we talked last year, we had asked, is there anybody when the show gets really tough and hard, is there anybody there that's going to like really have your back and make you feel a little bit better and say, wow, that was fucking crazy. You at least have Jennifer in some of these scenes. So I feel like that's got to be nice, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also nice to see me with somebody that's not on the show that I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
That, because I don't film with my children. Well, I can film with my oldest now, but they don't live here. So It's hard to see me sort of in that vulnerable, real state without one of the girls around. So it was nice to like sit down and just be myself, like without one of the housewives.
Yeah, and that's great for us to see too as viewers, because we get to know you on a different level, because we know, I mean, aside from Garcelle and, you've gotten closer with some of the other women, Jennifer is one of your actual closest friends. So seeing you with your family, seeing you with one of your closer friends, that's something that we like a lot, because we can emotionally connect with you and say, whoa, this is Sutton. This is what we love to see.
Yeah. And I think this season you are going to see more of me and who I am. I really sort of come out more and show you I relax.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe having Jennifer around more is helpful, and actually having Avi around, because I've known Avi since 2012. So, he's like a member of my family. You get to see me kind of break those walls down a little bit.
Nice.
Which is exciting. And I think go ahead.
No, I think the viewers will like it, because people always say, well, we don't really know who she is. Well, I think this season you'll get that chance. And now people might be like, we hate her. For real, we hate her now.
But that's okay, because at least then they know your real side, because then you can feel okay. Like if they don't like you, then who cares? Who gives a shit? Because we like you. So we'll keep pushing the Sutton track going.
And do you think that,
I'm just quirky, I'm a weird person. I'm the same.
Though. We like quirky. And do you think, obviously it's going to be more comforting having Avi there, having Jennifer Tilly there, just people that you can finally come out of your shell, like you just said. And do you think that Rinna not being part of the show anymore, possibly Diana Jenkins as well, do you think those two being out, Rinna finally getting the boot or quitting, whatever she wants to say, do you think that has allowed you to kind of find yourself here, because you're not constantly worried about getting backlash for every little thing that you say?
Well, I still get that. So don't worry. That still happens. I think that the complete dynamic changed this season, and there was a lightness to it. We also had a long break.
Yeah, you did.
We didn't jump into it, and so I think that just kind of gave us all like a time to decompress and think about things, and also live our lives.
Right.
So that we could then go into filming like, oh, we have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Right? And things to share.
Right.
Instead of like, when you jump into it so quickly, sometimes it's like, well, here we are again.
Yeah. Steele and I even talked about that, because last year was, even for the viewer, it was tough to watch, and it was so damn long that we needed time to decompress. And I think sometime around July or August, Steele and I were talking about shows that we were excited to come back. And we even said Beverly Hills. And then we stopped ourselves and said, well, last season sucked and we hated the end of it, that we couldn't get through it. And now we're actually excited to get back. We know what's changed. Well, I think that we kind of expected the dynamic to completely change. So it's good to know. And obviously thinking about you guys, you had time to decompress. You had time to kind of get back to your life and develop, whatever you're going to develop. And then you come back with a fresh start and you're excited to kind of get back into it and talk to these women and, get through the whole season. So I'm excited to hear that the dynamic completely changed because it needed changing.
Yeah. Well, I think that we, from my point of view, we get back to what you think of as Beverly Hills,
right?
Like the glamour, the shopping, the trips. We go to Spain, and there's a lot of laughter. Good. We still fight.
Of course. Yeah.
If you put 7 women together, you're going to fight.
Right.
It's just, I don't care if you're on a show or not. That's just going to happen. That's just how women are. And so there's so many different, it's so multifaceted this season. I mean, I can't wait to watch it, because I watch it with y'all and I know what happened. I will tell you with Eaglewoman, I was really surprised that people were still angry from the reunion. I was like, y'all still angry enough? Because I don't harbor.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not mad about anything. And y'all beat me with a baseball bat every day last season. And I'm not mad. What, y'all are still mad about something?
Right.
Well, it's good that you have
from
that
BravoCon.
I know, right?
Like, are you serious?
But for me, I don't know if that was an attempt to like drum up early drama or if that was actually real, because I don't know. And I thought that, and I'm curious to see how it goes this season, and seeing that scene with Erika Jayne asking what empathy is and how to portray empathy. I'm curious if we're going to see a different side of Erika, and coming from you, who is very unbiased on the topic, like, are we going to see a softer side of Erika this season?
Yeah. I mean, I think Erika, it's a very different, in fact, what I've said in the past is, I think I saw the Erika that I first met.
Okay.
My first season. Erika's nice.
Yeah.
And she's funny. I mean,
I'm
really
rooting for a big Erika Jayne season. I told Shooter that in our last episode. I feel like, and we both kind of made this comment, when Erika Jayne is good, when she is doing all the right things and saying the right, like, she is great for TV. And you guys as a cast as a whole, when you guys are firing on all cylinders, you are the best franchise out there. I think it's hard to beat the Beverly Hills cast when everyone is doing their job well. When you take the Rinna out of it and the bullshit and just the trying to drum up false drama, once that's out the door, and it sounds like you guys had the chance to catch your breath this off season, come back in with a fresh perspective and kind of how you want the show to move forward. I feel like this cast is unrivaled in your ability to put out great TV.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of touching moments, and of course, I get in trouble because
that's why we love you.
And I don't know why I do. I just say things come out of my mouth sometimes, and I don't think maybe before I speak, and I should work on that. But I can't help it. Sometimes I go a little nutty with these people because I disagree so much.
Right.
But and also I have a different sense of humor than some of these people, and they don't get my sense of humor. But I think everyone is going to love this season. I really do. I think it's so fun.
And that's what we wanted.
Finally.
We wanted fun again. Yeah.
Yeah, we want
so dark.
It got so dark, and we understand that obviously you're going to fight. Like you said, you get 7 women to hang out together all the time.
Yeah.
There's going to be drama. There's going to be bullshit that gets drummed up, whatever. But we need that reprieve in between with the laughs and having a good time, because then we can connect. Then we can say, okay, they don't hate each other. They don't completely dislike each other like some of the shows that we have to watch. There is some good redeeming qualities going on in this group of friends. And then, yes, of course, every group of friends fights. So when we get to see it on TV, It's nice. You pick a side. It's a fun, exciting kind of like battle back and forth. Steele and I can actually have fun again talking about the show, which is what we want. But
you will.
And obviously the show goes, and it's like you're saying, it's lighter, it's airy, it's fun. But we do know that, it looks like the main storyline, maybe towards the end, maybe towards the middle, is going to be between Kyle and Mauricio. From your perspective, obviously having filmed, knowing both of them, what's your take on everything? How do you feel? What do you see kind of going forward? And, where are you now?
I didn't see much of it during the season. It was all kind of post-season.
Okay. That's kind of what we thought.
But we don't know what each other are doing when we're filming. Like, I don't know what Kyle filmed with Mauricio separately. Like, I don't know conversations that we're having. She didn't have conversations with me.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I'm going to be following it. But as far as present, I don't know anything.
Fair.
That's just and if I did, which I don't, I wouldn't tell you because it's not my story to tell.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's
very
a fair.
But I really don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Have you met Morgan Wade?
She filmed one night with us, but I met her just in passing.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The one question I wanted to ask, in light of you admitting that you say things sometimes, and again, that's one of your most redeeming qualities for us. We love that.
Well, I don't know about that, but
for us it is because you
we love it.
Push the narrative. I mean, you cause conversations to happen because you will say what you're thinking, and that's very important in a formula for a good housewives show. So you said something in the first episode in which you heard that there was somebody in the car with PK when he got his DUI. There was a woman in the car with PK. Now, with all of this stuff coming out now about them potentially separating, they've since came out together and said
you can't make it up.
That's what I want to ask.
When they asked me this question in my confessional, I was like, that's the only thing I've ever heard. I wasn't saying it was right or wrong. That's just what I had heard. That was kind of the rumor on the street. So you cannot make it up. All that stuff came out at the same time. And I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not good at reading like tabloid stuff. I've got to get better at it because when people ask, I'm like, what?
Right.
When the People magazine article came out over the summer with Kyle, I was in France.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't talk about this. I haven't read the article. So I'm like, I'm here with my boys. And
right.
We're going to the Louvre right now. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm just not good at it. I need to get better at gossip. But that was the only piece of gossip that I had ever heard about PK and Dorit. But it was very ironic.
It's a little ironic, yeah.
I mean, wild.
It is very wild.
You can't plan it. You can't plan it.
It is also really funny though, because when you say something like that, we know immediately, okay, I think that Sutton actually did hear that. I can't imagine that she would ever make it up. It doesn't make any sense to us because of what you just did when we asked you about Kyle and Mauricio. You're like, yeah, I don't really know, and it's not my story to tell, so I'm not going to say it. But when it came to that, you were like, yeah, I actually heard this. Here it is. But it's funny to hear that, one, you're watching it just like we are. You're going back through the season because we talk about reunions. Sometimes these women go into the reunions and they think, wow, I had such a great season, but they didn't go back and watch the tape. They have no idea how they were portrayed the whole time. So they're completely caught off guard when it comes down to it. So hearing that you are not only watching yourself, but also watching some of the other storylines because you weren't there, that kind of like breaks a little bit of a fourth wall for us too. That's really cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't be everywhere at the same time.
Right.
So, if somebody's having lunch with somebody and then I'm having, I'm going shopping with somebody else somewhere else, we don't know what they're saying. That's when you're like, what'd they just say about me?
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot imagine watching and being like, what the fuck? Like,
what did she just say about me?
That would be so hard. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, because a lot of things came out, you talked about some things that you received in the divorce. You got some minor league baseball teams, XYZ, whatever, but you made it very clear how important it is to you that you now have financial autonomy, that while you did receive certain things from your divorce, it's very important for you to build your own business and be your own woman and have your own financial freedom. And I put out some questions earlier that we're going to get to from our audience. A lot of people commented on that and how it resonated with them and how important it is for them to have the same financial freedom. And I just wanted to hear from your perspective, why is that such an important thing for you, and to speak out about it? And now that you have a successful business, you're also doing some other businesses, writing screenplays. I would just like to hear why that is so important.
I think for me, it was like the divorce was really hard.
Mhm.
It was a hard divorce. And, my ex-husband, and sometimes I still call him my husband, and we've been divorced now for 7 years, because our family we're still a family. We make decisions as a family and like all of that. So, but when I gave up my career and everything, and when you're dependent on someone like that completely, you lose a bit of yourself. And yeah, I mean, when I met my husband, I was 13 years old, and then we started dating in our 20s. And so our lives we built it together. Because people are always like, oh, well, she has her husband's money. Well, yeah, because we did that together.
Yeah.
And I gave up my career to raise my children because he works all the time. And so, it was due. I'm just going to say that. But that choice, it was a good choice. I don't know if I would do it again. I just think that women sometimes give too much up.
Sure.
And then if something happens, you're lost. And I just want women to know, not just to protect yourself. And it doesn't mean that you can't be a mother and you can't love your husband and you can't be a couple, but there has to be some sort of partnership where you feel like you can trust your partner but also have some sort of financial autonomy there.
Yeah.
And I have a 21-year-old daughter, and it's something that I want to show her. I want to do this. Like, I want to do it for myself. And, I do say to Jennifer, kind of want to show him, because he's never been to my store. He never believed in me. He invested in our friends' businesses and never invested in mine, knowing that I wanted to do this. And I wanted to do it for like 10 years. So by the time I got the nerve up to do it, we were divorced and wasn't interested. And he's never said, I'm proud of you. And just like that that's what I meant by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to show him that I can do all of these things.
I think that's very fair. Yeah.
And, I just want women to be strong. It's still a man's world out there. We've come a long way, but it still is, no matter what.
Right.
And, I think with Erika, that's kind of what I wish she had done and spoke out about, because, yeah. And it's what I was trying to get through to her. Like, you have this opportunity to talk about this.
Right.
And I think this season, the two of us talk about it because it's scary. Now, mine came out okay, but it's scary. And it doesn't matter if you have $100,000 a year or $100 million a year. It doesn't matter. You're still in the same position.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's just important for women to understand, to stay on their 2 feet. Or I have gay couples that are in the same boat.
Right.
One side is one way. I just, when you're a couple, be partners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's a great message. And I think that, you being open about it on TV, it's already resonated. I can tell you that. And when we get to our
It's
questions, you'll hear
scary. It's
some of them.
very scary for me.
It's
It's
got to
very
be extremely
scary.
scary putting yourself out there, also taking these chances on yourself. But it is true. And, I'm raising a 7-year-old daughter. And my one thing I say to her all the time is you don't need no man. Like you do not. And, I love my wife. Her stepmom she works in finance. She's a project manager. She does her own thing. And I think that you said it perfectly where the best couples, the best married couples, the best partners, whatever, are people that she has her life, I have my life, and we have our life together. And I think that they
That's right.
complement each other well. And I think that hearing that from somebody in your position where you have this business and you're doing things on your own and you're speaking out about it, I think it's so important for viewers, for listeners, for everybody to hear that, because you never know what's going to resonate with someone, right? It's going to hit home for somebody and give them that kind of push that they needed to take the steps they might have had to take that they've been maybe sidestepping for a while. So while I'm sure it's terrifying for you to be, one, pursuing all these things, and two, putting yourself out there and being vulnerable about it. Wow, vulnerable about it. Can't talk.
There you go.
I think that it's just really important. And I for me, raising a daughter, it immediately resonated with me. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Good for her. And I think that you're going to make a lot of impact across the board with this. So I commend you for it, honestly.
Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I mean, look, we've got a huge platform, and
you do.
I've always wanted to use it in a good way, not in a bad way.
Well, you are doing
Hopefully.
that now. So you can be bad every once in a while. It makes for good TV. But I hear
sometimes it goes awry, but try to circle it back.
Yeah, shit happens sometimes, But with that, I would love to dive into some of our viewer questions or listener questions. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people that want to hear from you. So the first one that I need to ask you is from Zach Mellon, and he asks, "Can I have $100,000?"
Well, no. I'm trying to make money, Zach. No, but see, and I've gotten some people reactions like, "Well, if you have all that money, you should donate it." Well, I do donate it, so we're very clear. I've had a lot of donations that I do, and I work with NAMI, and on the board for American Ballet Theater, and they have an amazing outreach program for kids that want to study ballet that wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. So,
my aunt works for the New York City Ballet. She's a choreographer. She danced for the New York City Ballet for years. That's right.
Yeah,
so that's really
so
cool.
There's a lot of things that I give, like LGBTQ. I work with, and so I am a philanthropist still, and I have been for a very long time. So don't worry, everybody. I don't just spend. I also give.
Butt out, everybody.
Well, that's great. I mean, there are a lot of questions where pretty much the general idea is, why are you so good at what you do? Why do you serve queen, icon, diva, and so much more at every moment? You just got a lot of fans in here, which is nice to see. But the best one that I saw was, what's there to gain for you being on the show? I'd love to live in a European villa if I were you. And that comes from STH Adventurer.
It's so funny because I was just with Luann de Lesseps and Countess Luann, and she was like, "Sutton, why do you do the show?" And I go, "Because it's fun."
There you go. That's a good answer.
I mean, but that's all I can say. I've always said it's such a social experiment, and I love Andy Warhol, and worked for Merce Cunningham. These are very avant-garde people, and who didn't want to go to the factory,
right?
And I feel like Bravo has become like this modern day Andy Warhol factory, and some of the things that Andy Warhol did were really weird that he would do to people. Yeah. And I think Bravo does the same thing, but it's cool.
That is.
I mean, it's cool. And I mean, could I be sitting on a yacht somewhere in the south of France? It sounds pretty good right now, but I would get so bored.
Right.
And I couldn't do it. I don't know. I did that. I stayed home for so long, and this is just way more fun. And I've gotten to meet so many cool people, and that's why I do it.
What was your take on Luann being in Crappy Lake?
Oh yeah.
You know, Luann's great.
Right.
She is.
And she's so funny, and she loves men. And so and I like hanging out with her. I don't know. Did y'all like it?
Oh, we
loved
loved it. It was
Yeah,
great.
we enjoyed it.
I didn't see the whole thing, and I love Sonia too.
It was
Why didn't you watch the
just
whole thing?
yeah, it's really enjoyable. You should sit down because it goes by so quickly. It's half
It's
an hour
very fast.
episodes.
It's half an hour,
It's
yeah.
just- It's so quick and just fun and lighthearted the entire time. There's
Well,
no
they're just-
drama
they're-
at all. It's great.
Those ladies are fun to be with. You know,
I'm
when I
sure.
go to New York, I text them
Mhm.
and Dorinda, and if I get the chance to see one of the three, I know I'm going to have a good time.
I like
they're
that
just
crew.
That's a solid
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah, I
That
watched
is a
that
solid
show.
crew.
they're so funny. Dorinda's hilarious.
We met Dorinda. She did a live show with us in Philly, actually.
Oh my gosh,
last
she's
year.
so good.
Yeah,
she's
she
so
was
good.
great. The question from Mary LM 1985. It's a two-parter, and this goes into some remarks that were made by Teddy Mellencamp on Watch What Happens Live, which we didn't care for. But the first question is in jest. So it says, what kind of vodka do you keep in your bag 24/7? And then the follow-up is Teddy as insufferable in real life as she appears to be to the rest of us? We talk a lot of shit about two pieces of pot around here. So
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. One, I don't carry a bottle of vodka in my purse. It wouldn't fit. So there's that part. That's just ridiculous. And I haven't seen Teddy in a long time. You know, so I don't know how she knows what's in my purse. That's kind of ridiculous.
The short answer is she doesn't. She's just saying
There's no
shit on
idea.
live TV because she wants people to talk about her.
Or there's other reasons
what
we'll
are
get
those?
to later.
Okay.
I'll come back mid-season and we can go back to that question.
All right. I like that. We'll hold you
date.
to it.
I will say this though. I do like my Ruby Red grapefruit juice. So if I go out and I'm going on a date tonight.
Oh.
And yes, and I will bring with me my little bottle of Ruby Red grapefruit juice. I don't care. It's my second date with this guy. And I like him. He's nice, and he's from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he went to Auburn.
Okay.
He's lived here
Southern
since
boy.
he was 23. Yes, he's a good guy. So, but I'm just going to bring it because I don't care. That's just how I like to mix. That's my mixer.
Yeah.
And bars usually don't have it.
We've seen
And-
it. You poured in a separate glass. I had things to say about it last year too. It was an interesting. I've never seen that move before. No shade,
Well,
but
I like it.
Well, I like what I like.
Exactly.
But it doesn't, and also I don't have tons of drinks. You know, I don't fall and hit
we've
my
never
head
seen
on
you fall.
toilet.
We've never seen you. That's the funny thing. People want to throw this narrative out there, but we've never seen you.
Oh,
be
a
this
lot of people
sloppy
do.
drunk.
A lot
But
of
we've
people
never
want to throw
seen
this
you be.
narrative.
We've seen all the other women be sloppy, fall down, get
No,
really drunk. We've never seen you do that. So it's interesting
because
that
I
they
don't do that.
Right.
Yeah, they like that narrative. So Ruby Red grapefruit juice in my bag? Yes, maybe. Usually, if I go out.
Not a fit
And
the Grey Goose though.
no, and if I do, but what I do, my vodka go to is Kettle One.
Yeah. That checks.
Interesting.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
simple.
No, not me. When I was a raging alcoholic, my go-to was Popov because it was $2 a bottle. Blech. Still makes my skin crawl. Yeah, it's really bad.
See, and here's the other thing: if I don't like it, I won't drink it.
Right.
That's a
That's
good
just all
rule
there
to
is
have.
to it. Like,
Yeah.
like
I don't
you know, I'm
understand
just-
how that works. That doesn't make sense to me, but that's
Right.
a much
Yeah.
better way to go about life.
No, if I don't like the food, I'm not going to eat it. If I don't like the drink, I'm not going to drink it. That's just how I am.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, we've got another one here, and this one's a little more lighthearted because this is fun. If you were on a ultimate girls trip, who would your cast be? And this one comes from
Ooh.
Carly.
Well, I mean,
You can give us like
I
4
don't-
names. I think it's like a 5-person trip. Does that work?
they've all
Yeah.
been on. The people that I know, they've all been on. But you know, mean, I like some of the people from the Southern Charm. They'd kind of be fun to go on, even though I'm older than them.
You would get
They're
along with them.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we like them.
like I really and I
group.
like Paige
Yeah.
from Summer House. I like her. I think we'd get along really well. And well, and then that captain from the below deck, the
Down
Australian
Under?
one.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
a handsome
yeah.
fella.
Can he
Why do you want
come?
him there?
He can.
What do you want him there
He
for?
can charter the
Hey,
boat.
You have a
Can he-
date tonight. What do you?
Yeah, that's a good point. You have a
two
date
time
tonight.
in your date.
Well,
I think he'd understand if he saw that man. I think we'd all want a chance with it. What's his name? I'm blanking right now.
I know, me too. I should remember his name just in case I see him at BravoCon.
Yeah, this is not a great start. If he hears this, he's
I
gonna
know.
think,
I'm
"Are you
so, well. I
okay?"
am sorry.
You don't even
I
know him all
know.
night.
This is your job. I don't work for you. But I really love Candace from Potomac. But we're friends. But
Oh,
I
we love
I-
Candace too.
I love her. She tells it like it is. And who else would be good? See, but I like Dorinda, but she's already done it.
You don't have to
Sonia
worry about
hasn't
who's
done
done it yet. You can bring whoever the hell you want.
Mm.
So Captain
Trying to
Down
remember.
Under.
You know who I really like, but is Dallas really coming back? Did I read that?
There
was
been rumors
rumors.
about it for a couple of years now. We haven't gotten anything on our end.
I like Stephanie a lot. She's a sweet girl.
There's also a rumor that Real Housewives of Scottsdale's coming. So
Stop
it's
it.
just
He
whatever.
can't get. He's stuck on this.
There's been rumors.
Dude, it was out
Scottsdale-
for a month.
Okay.
It said Scottsdale and what, Cleveland?
No, I said Cleveland.
Shooter wants a Real Housewives of Cleveland more than anything in the world.
I just think it would be fun to see the blue collar. Like, yeah, my husband's an industrial worker, and we come back and we go to the Browns games. That would be fun for me. Just one show.
He's been pushing it for years. Yeah, well,
I like Gina from Orange County.
There you go.
I like her.
Gina, Candace, Captain Down Under, and
Paige.
Paige.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good four.
Yeah, that's a solid
but you
four.
can't. Luann, neither Luann nor Sonia could come because they would want to steal my captain.
That's true. They would.
Okay, wait, but I have a caveat here because now I need Luann and Sonia there too. And oh no, here it is. I got it. Okay, it's you, Sonia, Luann, and Captain Down Under. And I feel so bad we can't remember his fucking name. That's the show.
It's called Love Triangle.
And it's in Crappy Lake. That's your show.
I was thinking about a play on like Bermuda Triangle, like a love triangle, but the Bermuda Triangle.
No, I think it needs to be like in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the Love Ranch.
I'm bringing Santos.
The Love Ranch, and well, you know what? Why don't we do a Hallmark movie since you're writing screenplays?
The guy that I'm going on a date with he's in charge of the Hallmark channel.
This is all coming
He
together.
does Hallmark movies.
This is working out
Shooter
well.
and I are going to be executive producers on this. Okay, you're going to get an EP credit for us. You're going to help us out. Here's the movie. All right,
I'm not kidding. That's what he does.
I believe it. And so you are going to buy this horse on a ranch in Texas, and you have nobody to break this horse. You don't know how to break it. You're trying. So you hire this man from Australia who's a horse whisperer. He comes in. The horse whisperer from Australia was an old yacht captain, but now he likes to work with horses because he doesn't like people, but he gets along with horses really well. Okay. So the horse is being trained. While you're getting along with this guy, these two women from New York City come to the town to buy a hotel.
To steal my captain.
And then they meet the captain, and now there's a love triangle between the three of you with these two hotel entrepreneurs and you trying to get this man to break the horse. As this thing goes along, the horse gets sick. He ends up being okay. But the horse gets sick, and you have this like really heartfelt talk with the captain. The captain finally falls in love with you. The hotel gets bankrupt. They get kicked out of town. You live happily ever after.
Okay, I like this story. You've been watching on a lot of Hallmark.
Yeah, I think he has.
A lot of Bravo too. Yeah,
the only add-on I would throw in there is all of this is done at Bluestone Ranch, owned by Dorinda.
Yes.
Amen. Yes, I like it. That is perfection.
Now we're good. That's a good pick. That's a good movie. I'd watch that.
Perfection. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's what we do here. Yeah.
No, they're trying to buy it from Dorinda, and so I love it.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. This all works. So talk to your guy tonight. Get us in there as executive producers. This is $1 million idea. You're welcome.
It's actually a really good movie. I'd watch it.
There you go.
Yep, that's our next job shoots. We're gonna be Hallmark movie producers.
I think we can
No,
do
that's
it.
really what he does.
I believe it. Yeah. So you
All right. Well,
can slip it in there.
maybe save this for like the third or fourth date, because if you're taking that ruby grapefruit juice out of your purse, talking about a movie idea, he might be like, "All right, let's."
He's
slow
already
down."
seen the ruby red. He's already seen the ruby
That's
red.
good.
All right, so
Yeah,
he knows.
Be
All right.
yourself in front of him. Be yourself. Be
No,
fully you.
we
so
watched
you know.
we watched a football game together.
Oh,
Who's he
what
like?
game?
The Auburn game was that 2 weeks ago? Was
He's
I
a
in New
War
York
Eagle.
last- Yeah, it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So well, that's where we went to school. So we
That's fair.
like to talk about college football.
I have
good
two
thing
to
more
have in
common.
questions. Two more
Yeah.
questions, and then we'll
Okay.
wrap it up.
Thank
The
you.
first one, like I said, from Southwest Sandra. She asks, "How do we become financially smart on our own when already in an unbalanced marriage?"
Oh, well, I would say first get your marriage balanced. Then you can
Good
get your
advice.
checkbook balanced.
Okay.
Ooh, nicely said. I
Damn!
like
Wow,
that.
that's really good.
The last thing I have for you, because I played minor league baseball, is what teams do you own in minor league baseball? I wonder if I played against any of them.
We sold the one in Augusta. So now there's just
Oh,
one.
okay. What's the one?
They were minor league. It's in Boise.
Okay, I
Oh,
never played up there.
Okay.
Gotcha. I was just curious. I didn't know if I'd played at any of them. I remember the Augusta team. I never played there. I played in Savannah, the Sand Gnats for.
The Sand Gnats, yeah.
Yeah, that place sucked because there was literally sand gnats on the entire field, and you had to wear a sweatshirt in summer.
It's their mascot. Leave them alone.
But they were there.
Augusta
Though.
was the
It
Green
sucked.
Jackets.
Oh, okay,
Augusta
yeah.
Green Jackets, and they got bought. And but the Augusta Green Jackets was kind of cool because the city built a new stadium, and it's really nice. It's a great
awesome.
stadium. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Can we stay at your Augusta house for the Masters?
You are welcome to come to my party for the Masters. If I have a room, you are welcome to come.
Oh, stop it. Don't make false promises.
Yeah,
'cause
no, we'll
there.
be there.
Text me.
Done.
And you know what? We're doing a party on Thursday with some golfers. It's gonna be awesome. Mhm.
We're in.
Yep.
Lock
Yep,
it in.
We'll be there. Yep, we will be
And
there.
then I'm
whether we're
doing my
invited or
big
not,
party
though.
on Saturday. I do a big party on Saturday, and now we're doing a party on Thursday night with
Very nice.
Some golfers. Yep.
All right,
And,
well, we will be
I mean it.
in touch about
I
that.
don't say anything that I don't mean.
Yeah, we're coming
Oh,
out to
man.
play
Ever.
tennis too.
Oh yeah, when we're in LA,
On my
you
tennis
said we
court.
could play on the Magic Johnson
I'm
tennis court.
looking at it. I'm looking
The
at it right
weekend
now.
of November 19th. Okay, so that's Saturday if you're around.
2 weeks,
17,
3
I'm
weeks.
All right.
home. Oh no,
Oh.
I leave for Augusta for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Hmm.
man.
But come on
maybe
over. You can play on my court.
I feel like we get
I'll
arrested.
let Avi know.
Yeah, we'll text
I'll
Avi.
let Avi know.
Oh, we'll text
You can
Avi.
text Avi, and he'll give you the gate code. You can come on. I'm serious. You can come play on my court.
We're in.
We're in.
I would love to go to
Y'all are
Jerry
the
Buss's
best.
old house. Oh,
Y'all
stop
are the
it. You're
best.
the best.
Oh, we love you.
No. I like how I was just telling Kathy Hilton this. I go, you got to watch their show because they tell it like it is.
We try to. Yeah, we try to stay unbiased
I
around
mean,
here.
sometimes I disagree with you, but that's okay.
Yeah,
That's-
we don't.
yeah, that's
we
the whole
wouldn't.
point.
We wouldn't believe you if you said you agreed with everything that we said.
No, we're
Yeah.
idiots a lot of the time.
Yeah.
No, but the dickhead one was so right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. Thank
There's
you.
a lot of dickheads out here, though.
There's a ton of dickheads, and I'm glad that you're on. But wait a minute. Can you make a shirt with a patch that says "dickhead" on it?
Oh,
I'm gonna look for one. See, these are all vintage patches.
Okay, I'll try to
okay.
find a vintage patch.
No, I'm sure there's a dickhead patch out there somewhere. I'm gonna find
That
it.
would be
probably in
good.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, actually.
That's big.
I'm
big.
looking.
Yeah, we grew up with that word.
I had forgotten about that word because everybody does the asshole word. I hate that one.
No, we're bringing dickhead
No.
back.
We're
you're
bringing
at the
dickhead
helm.
back.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. But thank you so much for being with
Y'all are the
us.
best.
You are our favorite. So we will definitely have you on mid-season because we got to hear what's up. You said you have some more
We're
for
going
us.
to talk about some
Yep.
things. I'll talk to you
We'll
about
talk
some
about-
things. Don't worry.
Can't wait to get there. But thank you so much. And
right,
we
y'all
will
have a
talk to
good
you
day.
soon.
Thanks for working me in.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Sutton.
Have a good day.